Hello, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to this Tuesday class. And as you can see in this title, we're going to talk about the vocabulary words of Unit 8. And if you remember correctly, the vocabulary words are going to be all school related. Why is that? Because school is almost over, is the title of the unit. So now let's jump into the first vocabulary word. Sorry, I'm excited. So the first word we have is candidate. Candidates actually with S. So as you know, candidates is a group of people or two people, three people that apply for a job or for a position or for a scholarship. Scholarship means beca. So if you apply for something, you're a candidate. Okay. So let's read the example. All candidates have to take an admission test. So in this case, the candidates are going probably to a school or for a scholarship. So candidates, they're people that apply for something. Remember that. Now we have qualified. Qualified basically means that you have the skills, you have the maybe the credentials, you have everything you need to do something. For example, to be a teacher, you have to be a qualified teacher. You have to take some courses, you have to study something related to teaching in order to be qualified. Now let's read the example here. Mr. Trump is a qualified USA president. Although this can be controversial because not everyone thinks that, a lot of American people think that he is one of the most qualified United States presidents. So, I mean, it's just their opinion. Now we're going to learn a new vocabulary word called composition. Composition might sound something like musical, but it's not. Okay? Composition, we're going to be talking about a writing activity. Any writing activity can be a composition, and it's going to be specifically in school. Okay? So, composition means writing, like SpongeBob here. SpongeBob, if you remember the chapter correctly, he was writing a composition for his driving well, for his driving school. Now let's read the example out. I have to write a short composition for my English class. So that basically means that you have to write a text for your English class. Remember, composition means writing or tests. Now, application. Yes, I know applications can be the ones in your phone, but it's also a form. Like when you're getting the visa, you have to fill a form. You have to fill out a form. When you want to enter the school, you have to fill out a form that it's normally gonna ask for your name, your address, your parents' name. So that's an application. You can do an application for different things. There are a lot of things that needs to fill out an application form. And on the example, we're gonna read one of them. You have to submit your scholarship application by the end of this month. I know this sentence can sound like, whoa, that's difficult. We have three words that we don't know that well. Okay, first, submit means to give. Like when you give your homework in Google Classroom, you submit your homework. Okay, so submit is just to give. You have to give your scholarship application. So a scholarship is when maybe the school or the government they're gonna help you with some money for your school. So that's a scholarship, beca. As I rem as the translation in Spanish, it's beca. So you have to submit your scholarship application by the end of this month. Okay. So remember those three words. If you find them tricky, you can send me a message. Now we have brochure. A brochure is a piece of paper that includes information about something. So basically, if you want to let something know, like your travel agency, actually, we have done a lot in school. Whenever you try to make a travel agency, you have to design a brochure in order to let all the trips that you're gonna do, to let everything know about in this case was your agency, or maybe an activity, or maybe just an information about a disease. For example, if you go to a hospital, you're gonna find a lot of brochure related to different diseases, like cancer brochure, like maybe the flu brochure, and also on a travel agency, you're gonna find a lot of brochures uh, to let you know what kind of trips can you take in that travel agency. Moving on, we have accommodation. And yes, as the word says, accommodation is a place where you can, let's say, accommodate, where you can go when you're on a trip. So in this case, we can say that the resort is my favorite accommodation when I travel. Or maybe the hotel is your favorite accommodation. Maybe your grandparents' house is your favorite accommodation. So accommodation is basically a place where you can go when you're traveling. Okay, so easy peasy. Next word we have hand in. Hand in, it's basically a synonym of give. The difference is that hand in, we're gonna use it a lot in school, is inside of a school. When you talk to a teacher, you're gonna say, "Here, I'm gonna hand in my activity, my project, my book." So let's read the example. What's the deadline to hand in? So to give or to finish the final project. So hand in means to finish an activity and give it to the teacher. Okay. Moving on, we have pass. Well, we know that pass has a lot of different meanings. It's used in soccer. It's used when you pass information. It has a lot of different meanings. But in this case, we're gonna use it in school. So, I pass English class. Yes, that's you here in this picture when you realize that you pass English class. So that means that you get a better grade than 5 actually. So if you get a 5, you didn't pass English class, but if you get a 10, and a 9, 8, 7, or 6, you pass English class. So remember that pass means that you didn't reprobate the class. This is a tricky one. Open house. Okay, open house, as you know, it's used whenever you're trying to sell a house because you prepare or you host, as we can say here, host an open house. Why do we have to host an open house? Because we want to let people know about the facilities, about the rooms, about that that kind of stuff. So that way people is gonna know all the facilities, all the rooms and everything. So let's read the example to see if we can clear this up. Instituto Metropolitano will host an open house from 3 to 5. Everyone is invited. So in this sentence, Instituto Metropolitano is going to be open to everybody. Everybody can go and know the facilities, know the classroom, maybe know the teacher if they are there. So that's an open house. Okay, if you have any questions about this, because I know it can be a little bit tricky, you can just send me a message. And last word, we have advanced. Advanced basically means more difficult. That's it. So, for example, there are 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Beginner, easy; intermediate, not so much; and advanced, so it's difficult. So, now what I want you to do is to use these 10 vocabulary words and organize them into a pretty, colorful, and pictureful presentation. Okay, so you're going to use Google Slide or PowerPoint to complete this activity. In your slide, you have to include obviously the word, a picture, and a sentence using the word. That's it. Only 10 vocabulary words to complete this. Okay, remember that if you have any question, you can just send me a message and I'll be happy to help you out. And I'm also going to leave all the instructions right on the top, well, bottom? I don't know. I'm going to leave them in Google Classroom. So good luck on this, and don't forget to use only these 10 vocabulary words.